Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know? Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what?
All right, we are back with another episode of the Say What podcast. I am your girl, the CEO Shakima, and I have a very, very special guest with me, which she shouldn't feel like a guest anymore because she's been on this podcast so many times. My best friend of over probably 20 years, maybe 30 years, not telling our age, but she is gracing us with her presence, and I am super excited. I even have butterflies in my stomach just having her here with me, and we are just going to just have some really, really good conversations. We're going to talk about just whatever we want to talk about. Very, very random. We did not plan. Well, we did plan, but we didn't like prepare scripts or anything. We're just going to kind of go off vibes. But before we get started, of course, I have to give Whitfield a shout out for my song, as I am always going to do, because this song is just so fitting to me, my personality, and to all of you Kimaleons. So for those of you that are hearing our voices for the very first time, thank you and welcome to the Say What podcast. And to all of my Kimaleons who've been rocking with us since day one, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you so much. Our numbers are through the roof, and I know that I would not be here without you. So continue to listen in, send me DMs on the Say What podcast, or even on the CEO Shakima on Instagram. All right, so let's get started. Viola, is there anything you want to say before we get started? Do you want to introduce yourselves for people that are hearing your voice for the very first time, or you just kind of just want to just go right in? It's up to you, bestie.
I don't know. You already introduced me. So there's nothing special to say. I'm just, excited to, be a part of your podcast on today. So I'm ready.
As you can see, she is like the less mushy one. I am the big mushy one. She's just like
facts.
Whatever. But anyway, let's just get right into it. We're going to talk about the first thing I want to talk about is what Black girl magic is, what it really means, and how do you embrace it? Because I feel like as being a Black woman, I just feel like we have like superpowers. And let me just say this. I'm not like disclaiming any other woman, right? No other race, no other ethnicity. I got tongue tied. But I'm just like gonna harp on Black girl magic because I'm a Black girl, so I know what it feels like. So that's the disclaimer, right? Women are just brilliant, but we're gonna talk about
my disclaimer.
Oh God, but we're gonna talk about Black girl magic, and as you can see, it's no filter with her. If you know her, you know she has no filter. She's just gonna say it. But what it really means and how to embrace it, and as I was saying before the disclaimer, I just feel like as Black women, we have superpowers. Like I just feel like we can come into any situation and make it better. And I also feel like in any situation we can thrive when all the odds are against us. And let me say this, I watched the movie, I'm not going to spoil it for you.
With Kerry Washington?
Yeah, with Kerry Washington. Dang, what is it?
I don't know. I haven't watched it yet, but I think everyone knows what it is.
Yes, I watched it last night. And oh my God, and it's sad to say, but I was like, not much has changed for Black women.
Definitely not in the military either.
Definitely the 6888. There it is, the 6888. So shout out to Tyler Perry, shout out to Kerry Washington, and to all the other women that played in that movie. But fast forward, and that was in the 1940s. But not much has changed for Black women when it comes to thriving in any situation and just making the best out of nothing. Like they literally were living in a building that was bombed. Like, it was rats, it was feces, it was everything you could have thought of there. And they turned this building into like in a whole, like, it was just apartments. They had a beauty parlor, like everything in there, and they built everything themselves. And they were only sent on that mission because people thought that they couldn't do what they were sent to do, and they beat all the odds that were against them. So not much has changed for Black women, but like I said, I feel like we have superpowers, and I feel like one of my superpowers is love. I know Viola looking at me crazy because she's like, I'm a lover of love. I am, but I just feel like it seems like people who need it the most are the ones that are highly attracted to me. And it's like, I can love you in any situation, and I feel as if I can love you out of any situation. And sometimes I feel like it's not a good thing because it gets your heart broken a lot. So I don't know. I'm still trying. I embrace it. How do I embrace it? I just go with it, and I say in my prayers, God, don't let me become angry or bitter, and don't let me lose my superpower. What about you, Lo? What do you feel like your Black girl superpower is, and how do you embrace your Black girl magic, and then also, what is Black girl magic to you?
I'm going to say I don't think about that often about what my magic is. I kind of just be, but it could be anything. It could be the smallest of things. When it comes to Black girl magic, I think just in my career, how I am with my friends, my family, like people who are important to me, or even strangers sometimes, I am really good at making people feel relaxed and calming people down when they're in very stressful situations. I really know how to make things lighter. And so that's something I've been told about myself. And I think it's a little magical. I'm not the most mushy person.
Definitely not. The least
I'm
mushy.
not mushy, but how I respond to people is still very loving. And it shows that I care. I am very much more of an action person than I am anything else. So yeah, I think that's pretty magical for me. Like the way that I can make people feel calm and very comfortable and engaged, because sometimes I don't really present like I am that way. So when people don't know me, haven't had real conversations with me, they might think I'm, mean, and not very social, very stern. But when you get to know me, I'm very funny, I'm very light, and I just like people to feel good, and I'm good at getting that done.
Yeah. I would say that. I would say like you have a superpower of being like supportive. Like her support is like firm and stern, like hard, like that like it's there, like even though she's not like mushy, but she did hug us on Christmas, so that was a little weird, but I embraced it. Like she came in the house all happy and hugging, and I know my kids would have been like, is Gonti okay? And because it kind of caught me off guard. Like she hugged us when she got there, and she hugged us when she was leaving, so I'm like, is my best friend sick or something? Like, what's going on? Or did she get some happy or something? Like,
I wish.
But her support is very like it's hard. It's like a brick wall. Like you are definitely gonna feel it, and you're gonna know that her presence is there. And I'm gonna revert back to a conversation we were having like 2 weeks ago when me, you, and Ty was on the phone. We were kind of like talking about my situation. And you was like, don't feel like you're losing, like you're still winning because you hadn't lost anything. And then you said that you had a conversation about it with some other people, and they were like, Shakima's going to be okay because it all works out. It always works out for her. And that was just like reaffirming and reassuring, because I wasn't looking at it like that. So yeah, you did like make me feel like I really did cry.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I went in the bathroom.
Not tears, but
No, I really cried real tears because for you to say that, because you're not like that kind of person. So,
but I'm a person who lives in reality, and the reality is you have not lost anything. You're just experiencing things that you don't like, you know, but you haven't really taken a real loss.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
I don't think so.
That meant a lot coming from you because she's like the type of friend that'll pat you on the head and be like, it'll be okay. Like,
and it will.
Oh my God. All right. So since we're talking about Black girl magic, let's just stay on this topic for a little while. And we're going to move into like reclaiming joy, like how Black women find light in a world that often dims it. How do we do that? Because we're always downplayed. We're always disrespected, even though we rise to every occasion. But that doesn't mean that it's not hard, because it is. Like every time you walk out the door, you know that all the odds are against you. And you have to tell yourself and look at yourself in the mirror every morning and tell yourself that you love yourself, not just in the house, but when you get out there, because you know you are not going to get any love. So how do you find light in situations like that? Like, what are some things that you recommend that people do? Not people, but like Black women, especially like women that are much younger than us, like who are just coming into their own and coming into the real world. Like, it's not what you see on social media. It's not what you see on you know, the perfect TV stories or Disney stories. Like this world is evil. It's evil. It's bad.
Yeah.
And especially for Black women, because I feel like we catch it from every race, from every gender. And it's like, I feel like, you know, women, they want to be us, but they only want to be us when it's convenient for them. Because if they really had to be us, they wouldn't want to be us. Because I think we do it so effortlessly, but it's really hard to be a Black woman. And not just a Black woman, but a Black woman that's thriving, who want to live a certain type of life. And oh God, don't put kids into it, because it's a whole nother ball game. So what would you tell that little Black girl?
You know, in 2024, I think that one thing you said, it's not what you see on social media, but I think it's really hard for particularly young people not to believe that social media is really not a real place. They believe that it is. And I think one of the main things you have to do in order to just be confident and to continue to thrive and just deal with all the really negative things that are going on in the world is kind of step away from some of that. I think it's too much overconsumption, even with myself, of social media and what's on the internet, and not enough focus on yourself and what you need to be doing. Because it can be very it's very negative on the internet. You see it coming from our people, from our men, where, you know, women are not even being influenced to be successful. Like, if you want partnership, your partner doesn't want you to be more successful than them. So it's so much negativity. I think that the social media is a blessing and a curse, because you need it. People are thriving in business because of it. But all the other things that you see are so negative, to like, you have to step away. That's what I started doing, cleaning up my social media with things I don't want to see, things that don't make me feel good. I want to see happy things. I want to see people doing nice things, not all of the negativity. So I think you really have to step away sometimes. I don't know, get into journaling, reading, doing whatever it is that actually makes you feel good, because the internet will make you feel bad about your life sometimes, even if your life is great and you're happy with it.
Yeah.
But you jump out there on the internet, they bashing black women, they're horrible, they're angry. Why are they always wearing weaves? It's like a problem with everything.
Yep.
So it's kind of like sometimes you just gotta back up from it because you don't want to become one of them internet thugs where you're just like telling people off all day.
The Twitter fingers.
Because I make comments sometimes. They're never disrespectful, but I don't understand the hatefulness that comes out of people's mouths, our own people.
Yeah.
To be honest, because I don't follow a lot of people of other races. The things that I see are coming from my own people.
Yeah.
So I think kind of stepping away from some of that is helpful.
Yeah. And I think like when it comes to like joy, and I've talked about this before, happiness versus joy. Like happiness, that's an emotion. Like it's gonna be on a low, it's gonna be on a high. You have to have joy, which is internal, and it bleeds on the outside. And I feel like if somebody takes your joy, you gave it to them. So you have to have that internally, and you have to love yourself. When you walk out of that door, like I said, you gotta love yourself. Like, and I'm gonna say this about you, Lo, like it don't matter, like whether you, because you know we talk about our weight all the time. It don't matter if you skinny, if you you gain a few pounds or whatever. Like this bitch, like she loves herself, and I love that about her. And the biggest thing about like is her confidence. Like she confident. I don't care like what she got on, what she doing. You know, like I said, if she gained weight, lost weight, like whatever, her confidence doesn't waver. And I like that about her. And I wish that, as I've learned in my network marketing journey, that everybody doesn't have confidence.
No.
Like it is really alarming to me that people just really don't believe in themselves and they don't love themselves. And it's very important, and we're going to go into a sisterhood, to surround yourself with other women who love on themselves, because when they love on themselves, loving on you, that's like nothing. Like it comes natural, and it comes like effortlessly. And even if it's people on social media that you love on and they love on you, because I'll give somebody props in a minute. Like she'll say this, she'll be like, every time I see like by the CEO, she keep, cause if I like you, I'ma like your stuff. Like I may not even
good though.
Even if I don't even look at it. No, if I like you, I'm just gonna like it because maybe me liking it that day put a smile on their face. Like I could watch people's story on mute and I'll still I'll still heart
that
it.
That is insane.
No, because
I'm not doing it because I don't want it in my feed if I don't like it.
But it's like if you know something you wear, or I see you and your kids, or you going somewhere like food or something, like yeah, if it's positive, like if I like you, I'm just gonna like your stuff. Like I don't know, I just think that's the common social media courtesy. Like you supposed to like people's stuff if you like them. So that's just something
I like
I do.
Stuff if I like it.
No, I like people's stuff if I like them.
I think that's fair. And I feel like people should treat me the same way. I don't need favors of like.
Right.
Well, I'm okay if you didn't like it.
If something you post, because even though like sometimes your stuff may not come up on my feed, so if I catch something on my feed, I'll comment, I'll like it, and then I'll go to her page, and if it's like 5 or 6 pictures that I never saw, I'm liking all of them.
Like why are you doing that?
Because
I've seen you do that.
because I like you and I'm liking your stuff. Like you need to get this. Nope, she gonna get this like from me. I don't care 5, 10. I don't care how many pictures or whatever. Like I'm liking it. She gonna get this like from me, and that's just how I am. So since you brought it up, let's talk about social media, girl.
Social media is a time.
Oh my God, social media is a time, and I always say this: only believe 10% of what you see on social media, because I'm telling you, I know for a fact that if I can get on there and put a smile on my face and all hell breaking through in my life,
everybody's doing it.
Everybody is doing it. But some people get so caught up in social media, in these couples, and because I done been there too, even though I never really posted like my significant other on social media, because I'm like, for what? It ain't that. But I know a lot of people who just are smiling and they so happy on their social media, and then they put that phone down. They don't even speak. They don't even sleep in the same room. They don't even like each other. And then also too, like you said, sometimes you got to step away, because sometimes I got to step away because it got me, looking up BBLs and even though I'm getting lipo, I don't care. I'm still getting lipo, but just comparing yourself to other people and other relationships, and it's like social media can be a very dangerous.
Comparison kills.
Comparison
absolutely kills, because everybody during this Christmas holiday really played in my face with all their little Christmas pictures with their little families.
And it's like everybody was dressed up this year.
They were good. People were looking good, and I liked them, but I was like,
I like everything, everyone, but it got
family.
Too much. It got too much for me, because
it was good this year though.
It was good, but it was still it became too much for me, because I do one day want to have.
You want marriage again?
Yeah, I want marriage again, and I want to be a big happy family. So it was just like,
I've never been married, so it doesn't bother me in that way. But a cute little picture Christmas picture would be nice.
Yeah,
with somebody else, because I could take them by myself, and they would be nice.
The tree is still up. I'm not taking the tree down yet, so
that's over.
No, I might could get one in though. I might still get a Christmas tree.
You go post it?
No.
You got to put it up.
No.
Nobody saw it. Didn't happen.
I might put it in my close friends and cover the face.
Yeah, social media is a dangerous place.
Yeah, it is.
But it's only most weird when I know the people and I know they lying.
Right.
Like, why are you doing that? It's a scary thing to me that people will, and it's not that I'm saying you should put your business out or you should just be on social media being miserable, but it's so many people out here giving relationship advice when their marriages and their relationships, and
for a fact their husband cheating. Their husband cheating.
Because they told me.
Right.
And I'm like, why do people put that much effort into pretending?
Ooh, that's a word. That's a word. That's a word.
I think that pretend is crazy. I'm not pretending. I'm single as hell. I don't got no boyfriend. I'm not hiding him. I ain't got no smiley faces or no.
Wait, is that a shot?
What?
Was that a jab at me?
No,
that was a jab. Because I just said I hide his face, and you said I'm single. I'm not hiding. I'm not covering nobody. Was that a jab though?
Everybody has reasons as to
but
why.
That was a jab. That was a jab. You came for me. Yes, you did. That was a jab.
No, I'm just saying, like, in case anybody thought I was hiding, my man because of something. I'm not. I don't have one. So that's not a jab, but I can understand why people keep certain things personal. Mm-hmm. I used to say, it's not really hiding just because you're not sharing everything about your personal life. That's not actually hiding.
That's a good one.
Some people is hiding.
Let's talk about that. let's talk about that. So when your significant other doesn't post you on their social media, because you could see it on on the blogs on my feed, like that they're hiding you and it's a secret, probably because he got 5 or 6 other women or she got 5. Do you think that that's the case?
Sometimes.
I
don't think it's the case all the time, though. I won't assume that with everybody that, but I feel like some people are with somebody they're not really sure about. So they're not really sure they want to put them out there. They're not confident that man or that woman don't have somebody else they're dealing with. They don't want nobody hitting their inboxes because it happens. Mm-hmm. And so I could understand before you throw them out there. You just got to be sure.
So how long you think you should be in a relationship before you put them out there?
I think that's subjective.
Yeah.
I think that depends on you. It's some people I've heard said until they're at least engaged, they're not posting the person. And so as long as they're still in the dating phase, it's just relationship, they're not sharing. It depends on what your situation is. But if you're not even, everybody's not even social media people. They just have a page.
Right.
So if you're not even a person who posts, I totally get it. Because you don't post yourself.
Yeah. SOS, he don't post. Like,
right,
he got a page, but he don't he don't post. Because I've even tagged him in something and made it really small under something, and I asked him, did he see it? And he was like, how you see it? And I'm just
like, everybody people, and that's okay. We live in a world that people think that's crazy if you don't have social media. And don't get me wrong, I know some dudes who don't have social media just because they want to keep chaos down.
And that's smart.
And it's not a safe place for everybody. So you got to know your weaknesses. If you know you getting on social media is going to have, certain people coming your way that you're going to be tempted by, then you should stay away from it. Because it's going to give you that access. Because that's one thing social media has done, giving people access to people that they may not have had.
Never.
And so if you know that's a dangerous area for you and you trying to stay, out these streets, get away from social media.
So
don't have one.
So what about so do you think, because we don't follow each other, me as West, we don't follow each other. What you think about that? First of all, he ain't worth following. Cause he don't even post nothing. He don't even do nothing on there. And I'm not gonna say he don't be on my page, because I believe he do check in on my page.
And that could
every
be
now and
for
again.
even having one or really logging in. But I mean, I think it's fine. Why do we have to follow each other? And if y'all are trying to stay,
because I
a little bit under the radar for reasons that I understand, then people investigate that stuff. They look at who you follow, because I do it to people. I look like, well, who you follow? I would look at who liked your stuff.
And that's what I'm saying.
And how you respond.
Right. Because then you go on and investigate everybody that liked their stuff. And you
look how she liked it.
So she hearting you now?
Emoji. She's blushing.
Right. She's blushing? Oh, she's sending eyes?
It's a problem area. It's a problem.
And it may not even be a problem. And I don't want to make a problem into something that's not a problem. So it's social best media. That we don't.
It's not a safe space for everybody. Yeah. So you gotta know what's best for you when it comes to that social media, because it gets sticky.
What about them DMs, girl?
I mean, you can't help if somebody DM you,
right?
But how you respond is what it's all about. To me. I mean, some women, if they catch their man DMing you, they're gonna be mad regardless. They don't care if you didn't answer or you just said thanks. Or something like that. They're just angry, but you can't control that. If somebody's attracted to you, they send you a DM just saying you look beautiful today. You could just say thanks. But I mean, if you getting flirty,
I'm not. I don't.
If you in a relationship, then that might get tricky for you, because you never know who's gonna screenshot that stuff. Because honestly, my DMs don't ever come from single people.
Ooh.
And I don't have thousands or nothing, but they all be in relationships. Their social media is full of their family, their wife, their girlfriend, their kids, and they're being wonderful family men. And I always let them know, you have a beautiful family. That's how I hit them. The girl ain't gonna hit me like a woman.
How you posting family Christmas pictures, but then you in somebody DM talking about, let me pull up on you.
Right.
Pull up on me where?
You have a family.
So SOS can have us both balled up like pretzels. Are you crazy?
You have a family. And you look very happy. She looks like a kind
pretending. Not saying she is, and she could be. She might know you trash.
But what about somebody you friends with? Their man started following you, and you didn't really take that really serious. I blocked the guy.
Oh.
He dated one of my homegirls. And
wait, homegirls? You got friends outside of me?
Yes.
That's weird.
You crazy. And he always followed me, but once they broke up, I never even paid his page no attention. Right? He would always heart everything, so he started with that.
Ooh.
And then he started sending different little messages, and one time it was almost like he was asking me out, and so I had to go ahead and just let him know. I said, I don't know if you're kidding or not, but I just want to make it clear to you, this person is a friend of mine. I don't deal with people who dated any of my friends. And he was like, oh no. And so after that, he just kind of kept on with stuff, so I just blocked him.
Wow. He was definitely shooting his shot.
Right? Why would you do? And this is a person that I actually, he's been around me with her.
Oh, wow. That's weird.
Yeah, it is.
That's trash. Like Carter say, that's trash.
Like, what are you doing? I just think some men don't have no boundaries. And I think some people don't care about stuff like that. Because I've heard other women who said they're not dating somebody no more. They don't care if maybe that's the right person for their friend. But I just don't feel comfortable Why are you comfortable in that?
Why would you want my ex though? That means you sleeping with me too if y'all sleep together.
And I didn't talk to you about him. I didn't been out with y'all. Like, this was somebody, you probably told me you really liked or cared about. And he's just like, oh, well, you got cute friends, so I'm gonna try to holler at one of them.
Oh, that's bad.
First of all, and you're not even fine for that. And it wouldn't even matter. I don't deal with people who are my friends, associates, who they used to deal with. I mean,
that's the girl code. Like, that is the girl code.
I just think it's the desperate move. I think it's too many men.
I've had very similar.
Yes, you have.
Very similar situations, and if you're a good friend of mine, like, I don't want your ex, because if you're a good friend of mine, like a real good friend, we've talked about intimate things before. Like, right. We've probably talked about how y'all have sex, because we go into not details is like that, but
too much.
Right. Right, too much, and like just thinking about you having my friend from the back, and now, no.
So me too. So
no.
It's like we're a little throuple,
right?
And then I'm gonna bring you around,
right?
To the right, and you used to date her. That's crazy.
No. And first of all, I don't want to give no man the satisfaction to be able to say he ran through my crew.
That's crazy, but it's happened.
I have a friend who's a really good friend of mine, male friend. I'm not even going to say his name, but he's the type of friend that I always warn if I bring somebody new into the group. Like, not a new friend, but like somebody new to him. And I be like, don't. And he get them every time.
Oh, he's
like every time.
Absolutely getting them.
And I'm like, how? Like, bruh. So it's like, I don't want no man to be able to say.
He's charismatic.
Right. That he...
It's gonna win.
Cause he funny.
He don't meet a stranger.
Like,
he's gonna make you feel
a ball of energy. Yes.
He'll be jokey. He ain't even gonna be pressing you in a way that's like crazy, uncomfortable.
He do just enough to reel you in. And when he reel you in, you gone. Like,
I done seen you the best of him.
Yeah.
He got a good heart.
He does. He's at the end of the day, he's a good stand-up guy. He's a good person. He's reliable. He's dependable. He gonna make sure you good. Like, if you need
ladies.
Yeah, he loved the ladies.
And they love him back. But that's their choice.
Yeah.
If everything is laid out on the table and you still choose, then you chose. I ain't nobody who gonna block. That's up to you. You have to make them decisions for yourself. I ain't about to tell you a thing about him. Or her.
All right, since we talk about that, let me ask you a question. Have you ever gave a guy your number and he never called you?
Maybe once or twice.
Yeah, that happened to me once. How did it make you feel?
I mean, I probably didn't understand it. But I guess, because why did you ask? Was it just something to do, or I don't know.
Well, do you think you gave him the wrong number?
No, I don't. I just think maybe they weren't as interested as they thought they were, or something.
Did you get his number?
Mm-mm.
Damn. Yeah, that happened to me too. I can't believe it. Like,
So you didn't want to. I mean, I probably would be like, oh, so you didn't want to call me? Like,
well, he never called, so I never got the chance to ask him. So, like,
that wasn't the one. That is just God's small gifts to you, letting you know that was not gonna be worth your time.
Wow.
Sometimes you have to thank the Lord.
You know what? That happened twice. That's the second time that happened at the airport. That's the second, and I believe God was saving me the first time, because I could tell he was too smooth of a talker, because I was coming down the railway and he was like, damn,
right, what was
you
that?
look like a celebrity. Like, I'm feeling that red coat. Like, girl, I'm telling you, I put a baby in you. Like, he was like a smooth talker. Like, he was like, give me your number.
But you love that though.
I know.
You like stuff like that. You love to be adored.
I do. And he never called, and then the other guy never called. So I guess God was, like you said, God was saving me from that. But
because he probably didn't even think he could get your number.
Right.
In some cases, they were like, oh, she really gave it to me.
So the next time at the airport, if somebody asks me for my number, which I ain't giving it to them anyway, because I'm good. But
Yeah, you good.
I'm never doing it again. So don't ask me because I'm not gonna be out here giving you my number and you don't call.
You can't blame that on the airport though.
That's the only time.
Airport is a good place to be.
That's the only time it ever happened.
That's why they say you look good when you're in the airport because you could attract your person.
Well, I tried it twice and it didn't work. The airport is bad luck.
You got a person.
Yeah.
You didn't meet him at the airport.
Yeah.
So that might not be your place.
Yeah.
To meet him.
All right.
Right.
I'll take that.
Yeah, take that. Win is a win.
All right. What is it like being single?
I'm a professional single person. It has.
Wait.
I am
A what?
professional. I've been single. So
A professional single person.
A situationship doesn't count.
And that takes experience. That takes years.
Yeah.
Oh, experienced single person.
I had a situationship, but I still considered myself single because I was.
I wouldn't consider you single when you was in a situationship. because even though you say you were single, the door was closed. Like
that was a personal choice.
Nobody better not even look at you.
That was a personal choice, but at the same time, I was still single. What it's like being single? Being single isn't the worst thing.
I agree.
When have you been single?
Ooh,
never. I have never known you to be
before.
a single person, and I get that.
I feel attacked.
What? I mean, you were married. You were married for how many years?
It's almost 20.
Right. So when have you really been single? You haven't had time to be a single person because you were married, and and now you're in a relationship. I just don't think singleness is something that you enjoy. You may be able to find joy in it, but I doubt it. You're a real lover girl, so you like.
I was single for some time before SOS.
Not really. It wasn't that long.
I was separated since 2021.
I don't know.
And
I just think you just had too many options. I think when people have a lot of options for dating, it's hard to be single.
Yeah, but
I just think it is. It's challenging. I think it's challenging when you have a lot of many options.
They was all trash though.
I didn't say they were good.
Right.
But it's not the worst thing. Like I said, I'm very good at it. I'm really good at being single, which probably contributes to why I do a lot of things on my own. I can find joy and fun in doing things on my own. I don't visit a lot, as you know. I don't do a lot of things, but it can get a little boring though because hang
out with me more.
No, not boring like that because I can always do something with my friends. I always got a friend or somebody to hang out with. But I'm talking about a little boring, like you can't give me no D. You can't.
No what?
Dick. I wanted to say the nice word. D.
Oh, you say you can't get it from me?
No, like you can't provide.
Oh, you saying it? Oh, okay, all right, I got
it. And I'm not into random peas, so no.
Right.
I get offers, but I don't want that, and so it can get a little boring. You can get tired of always paying. And not to say that I'm looking for a partner to pay,
right?
But it's just nice not to have to pay because I fund what I do.
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
Let me
my
tell
trips,
you
my concerts, everything people see I do on social media, I pay for that in most cases. So it would be nice, for those situations where it can get a little boring. It can get a little boring sometimes. Like, I was bored. Like, if you just had a little nigga around, to have a little fun with. It's some shit I want to do in life. Like some certain type of trips and things I want to do. I feel like I need a nigga for. Like, I actually don't want to do that by myself.
Yeah.
It's some stuff I will do. Like, but it's some things that I don't. So I just feel like, it can get a little boring sometimes. Like, Because I think, partnership is nice.
It's beautiful. It
can be.
It's a beauty. Yeah. If you have the right partner, and it is a partnership indeed. And I'm gonna write that down so we can talk about that later. But I'm gonna say, I mean, like we kind of talked about earlier, y'all said I was spoiled. I don't think I'm spoiled, but it does feel good not to have to pay for nothing, like not even a bag of chips. Like it.
Right, it does.
It does feel good, and I would say Travis talked to me one day about it, because he was like, you've done so much for so long for so many people. Like maybe this is your karma for doing good and having a pure heart and being generous to people. Like, let this be a blessing to you and stop trying to find something wrong with it. Like, why are you battling to try to pay for stuff? Right. And it's like, I'm telling you, I don't pay for nothing.
If someone can. I mean, if someone,
because I want to let him know that I appreciate him too. Like, he don't always have to pay, but he be like, save your money for something else. Like, you ain't got money like that. Like, he loves saying that. You ain't got money like that. Save your money.
I mean, I don't think him doing it doesn't mean that he doesn't think you want him as the person. I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. And it's not everything. Those type of things are not even what I'm saying is spoiled. Not him just paying for dinner and stuff like that. It's a lot of other things that are happening behind the scenes. That are things some other people would not even with the means, they're not doing it. Everybody is, even people with money, and like we've had this conversation, that doesn't mean that they're generous.
Right.
That doesn't mean they're going to share that with you. They don't have no feelings about it. Yeah, they might take you out. They might buy you a few nice things, but there might be other areas in your life where you really have a need, because nobody just needs a $2,000 bag. That's just an on. Mm-hmm. But it might be some other stuff you need, and some other men out here might not care about what your needs are.
So you think he spoiled me?
Yeah. You compared to what?
Who? Huh?
I mean, if you want to think about it, do you feel like you were that spoiled in your previous situation? Did you feel that comfortable, or were you providing everything? Right. And so I think it feels good to know that you can provide for yourself, which you can, but also that you have somebody else who is willing to do those manly things. That's what I grew up seeing. My spoilings never came from a nigga. It came from my parents.
I love this for me.
Right. I get spoiled by my mom, my sister, my dad when he was living. Like, those are the people that spoiled me, but it also made me see certain kind of things. Like, like some of these men now are strange.
They're weird.
Like, if my
they want to be the woman. They want to be spoiled.
Dinner with a bunch of ladies. Like, I don't care if he spent everything in his wallet. He was like, we're going to get the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to pay for the ladies. Like, men now are different.
They the ladies.
Right.
They the ladies.
They're arguing about paying for a first date.
Ooh. All right, let's okay, we gonna go to that after we finish this. But arguing about paying for the first date, absolutely, that's a turn on.
And you ask somebody out, you ask the lady out. And I'm not saying women can't pay for dinner. It's really not a big deal, because in most cases you're not going out with nobody who can't pay for dinner. I just think, like, if you work a job, you can pay for a good meal. I don't care what type of restaurant it's at. You can pay for that for yourself. But to ask a woman out and then have her pay her ticket, like, what is that about?
Yeah, I ain't doing that. And I'm not saying you got to take me to the most expensive restaurant in the city, because on the first date, I'm okay with going to.
Take me to some place that
I'll go to Starbucks. I could even, like,
coffee.
Yeah, if we just kind of like trying to get to know each other, it don't have to be a stuffy first date.
No.
Let us get to know each other, like Starbucks and the bookstore. That's a perfect. Like, I would like that.
I'm a coffee girl.
Yeah, and I drink, the matcha ice cream matcha.
You like, no. I've heard ladies say, because I'm a podcast girl all around.
Yeah.
And the girls were like, no, that's just not enough. They want to go to, they want to have the white tablecloths. They want to have all these things. But I'm like, what are you really talking about when you got a mouthful of steak?
Nothing. Because most of the time you don't even like that person. You just trying to get a nice meal so you can post on Instagram.
And let's just be clear. And it's another podcast I listen to called High Maintenance, and they were talking about that food at them 5-star restaurants don't always be all of that.
No, it's the ambiance. You paying for the ambiance and the hype to say that you were there, because how many times have you gone there on your own?
You probably don't.
But the expectation of this man that you don't know, who's trying to get to know you, is that he spent $400 and $500 on a date.
On a date. But for what? On the first date?
On the first date.
Why are you splurging like that? And what if he take you... But what does that even mean? It's girls who say they don't even want to go to a, like, franchise restaurant. They don't want to go to, like, a Longhorn or anything. But what if he takes you to that restaurant, but he can't sustain that? Right,
because if you hit it out the park on the first date, now you got to sustain that, and maybe he can't afford it. Because just think about it now. Let's talk numbers. It's only 10%. Well, really, 18% of people in the world making 6 figures or more.
Right, I'm not in that percentage.
But then when you think about it, of that 18%, some of that 18% ain't looking for no woman. Some of that 18% already got their person, so they're not dating. So the numbers are small. So you got more to play with, right? Mm-hmm. In those numbers, in that 78 with 72%,
right?
But they don't make 6 figures. So how you expect them to come out of the gate paying $400 and $500 on the first date? More than likely, you can't afford the first date.
I'm gonna be honest. It's not too many dates that are inexpensive though, because if you think about, if you take yourself, let's just say you took yourself to the movies. If I go to the movies by myself,
right,
I spend probably $30 to $35 just myself. Mm-hmm. To have my popcorn, drink, and ticket.
Yeah,
there's really not too many things where they're not gonna really spend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even if you go to the Longhorn, depending on what you get.
I'm like Young Miami. I'm going wherever my man go.
Right. If I want good food.
If he go to cheesecake, I'm going to cheesecake. I'm getting the brown bread. I'm getting the fried macaroni and cheese bites, and avocado egg rolls. And I'm going to get the vegan salad with salmon for dinner.
Some people just
like...
I don't know. I think it's pretty superficial. I think it's the internet. Honestly, I think it's social.
And that's why we said don't believe the hype.
Don't believe the hype. They tell me, I don't date men who don't make 6 figures. The average black man is not even making 6 figures. But I want people to also stop making it seem like that if a man or woman does not make 6 figures, that they have some life of poverty, because that's not necessarily true.
No.
A lot of things come with how you handle your finances, because you could be making 6 figures, but how much of that 6 figures are you putting out on a monthly basis? Like, what are you responsible for? Are you a person who budgets? Like, because he or she could be in a world of debt, and they don't even have nothing to work with for the month after they pay all their expenses.
Right.
And so I think people really need to think about, for me, I would rather somebody who knows how to budget and be really responsible
with their money.
Because you can have plenty of money and you're just so irresponsible with it, you just buy anything. I mean, black people, at the end of the day, we flashy. We flashy people. We're going to want to look good. We're going to want to have nice things, and nothing is wrong with that. But, I mean, you can have those things. Stop treating it like, oh, if you don't have it, you can't go on vacation. You can't do this.
You just got to plan for it and put it in your budget. But
everybody don't have to plan. Some people can just like slide their card and they on their way to, Paris. But maybe you got to get on your payment plan. But you still going.
Right. You might have to do 4 easy payments. And that's okay.
But
you could be missing out on the love of your life because he don't make 6 figures. And I feel like as women, like I said, we have superpowers. We could thrive in any situation. If that man making 70, 80, 90,000, give that man a chance, because you're supposed to come into that situation and you should be able to create an environment for that man. So he go from making 90,000 to 120,000 to 150,000 to 200,000. So I just don't buy that. It really irritates me when I hear.
I don't think they buy either. I think these women are just capping. because a lot of them are social media people, and so of course anything about relationships, finances, and all those things are going to get a lot of clicks and likes. And I think sometimes people just have the opinions and conversations just for that. Just so they can have people just to engage. And because it makes them money. But at the end of the day, some of them are capping. And I don't think anything's wrong with having a standard of what a man needs to make to be with you. Because you know what your lifestyle requires. Right. And so at the end of the day, if there's somebody who can't really meet that, then they may not be the person for you. And they may not even be comfortable in your life. So I get it. But I just think a lot of people out here lying.
No,
y'all are lying. Show me the man. Show me him. Show me the. It's just like, stop all the complaining and just date who you like.
Right. And I'm gonna say this too. Don't think you about to be out here going on first dates and this man spending $300, $400, $500 and think you ain't giving up none. I'm serious.
Oh, he has an expectation.
Right. And we could say this like he shouldn't expect that, but they expect that. Like, the man ain't paying where he ain't playing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, and if you feel like you gonna go out here and spend this man $300 or $400 and think you ain't giving up nothing, girl, you living in a fantasy world. Because I don't care if he got it or not. He's in his account is minus $300.
I'm telling you, I heard this on a podcast. He say, I don't pay for pussy, but I'll pay for dinner. He said, at the end of the day, drinks, a little hookah. I think his name is Lou.
So he said expectation.
At the end of the day, when I look at my bank account, it look like I paid.
Exactly. And I'm not saying I condone that, but I'm just saying, ladies, don't be in a fantasy to where you thinking that this man had to work for this money. He did. And I don't care how much money he got. Like, whether it put a dent in his pocket or not, it's still minus. He gonna expect something at the end of the night. And that's just being real.
And that's not even the thing. I think dinner is a very small price.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think people should expect that. I think it's way too much emphasis on sex. As easy as and accessible as sex is, I don't know why people are on it. Like, I listen to so many podcasts. I love to hear different perspectives, but people are always talking about sex. Like, it is
but
such
sexy, I love it.
It's not that I don't love it. I enjoy it. But I think a lot of emphasis is put on it. And I think that's why a lot of people are in these relationships that are going nowhere. They are empty because you're just...
And the STD rate is just ridiculous and through the roof.
Oh, yeah. But people don't think about that.
Shit, I do.
Yeah, but we think about it, but yet we are still very irresponsible people. And so those rates say that. The way we trust, even when we know, some of the behaviors of the people that we are with. I even had that conversation with my mom and my aunts. We were just talking at Christmas, and I was like, well, if you think about, your personal marriages and things like that, there were relationships outside of your marriage where you knew that your men were having children, having unprotected sex, so you were at risk. I always want people to know that everybody,
right?
If you're having unprotected sex, and we do trust in that way, I'm not gonna say we're all guilty of it. I'm guilty of being irresponsible in my life, with all the facts.
Okay, let's go. Let's go into this now. So let's just say you and your partner are not, practicing safe sex, right? You guys are not using protection. And you decide that you want to start using protection. Is that a conversation piece? Because you don't want to catch them off guard when they come to the house and you got condoms in the drawer, because they like, wait a minute now, where these come from? We ain't using condoms. So do you need to have that conversation with the person before they just pop up and see some condoms around the house? Because that's going to be a problem. You got some experiences with that.
I think when it comes to sex, it should always be a conversation. Honestly, it should be a conversation before you get to the sex. what your standards are, your expectations about safety and everything, about STDs, about all of that. Not to say somebody got to give you a rundown, their head count, like how many people.
But you should definitely get checked.
You should have a conversation. But if you were not using condoms in all this time, and suddenly you're like, yeah, I want to use condoms now. What's the reason? Is it because of your fear of an unwanted pregnancy? Are you feeling like they were stepping out, so you don't trust them like that? So now you want it. What's the reason? Because I think it's hard to go back to.
Is it harder for the woman, or you think the man?
I think everybody. I feel like it would be hard for me because I'm very aware of what the difference is.
What it feels like.
Absolutely. And so if I was never doing it, I mean, it's an adjustment. But if that's what your partner desires and you want to sleep with them, then you're going to go with it.
Right.
I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Like, but what are the reasons? It's this conversation that have to be had. But I think a lot of times people get in their relationships, eventually, if condoms were being used, they're coming off.
All right, so let me ask you this. So say, you guys been dealing for a while and, you went out for your first time. This is your first time, like, on an official date. And, y'all feeling each other and one thing leads to another and he doesn't have a condom. Like how do you take that? Like, should he have a condom on him? But, he was saying, like, he wasn't expecting anything to happen. So why would he bring condoms? So how would you feel? Like,
I understand that. I mean, but I believe in staying ready. I mean, I've been in a similar situation, and I just went with it, and that was just me being risky.
Yeah,
that was a poor decision. But I think you just have to be prepared. I think if you're going on a first date, you never know how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
So you should just just bring them. I think sometimes men are uncomfortable when women have them, though.
I think so, cause like, why you walking around? Right? Why you walking?
Because I'm a safe person. Don't you want a woman who is safe?
They probably do, but just the idea of you walking around with condoms, they feel like you could give it away at any given moment. Like,
you could, and that's
the same thing with person. But men are so contradictory. You already know that.
What would you rather? Would you rather me not have condoms and me having all this spontaneous sex with randoms and then you sleep with me? Right. You never know what I got going on. Like, I don't know. Men are weird.
Would you take him back after he cheat?
At this age?
At this age. At our big age.
I just don't know. This is what I will say. I'm not going to say I wouldn't take somebody back from cheating. Because, of course, the few little relationships I had, all of them niggas cheated. But, girl,
they all trash. They all trash.
But I wouldn't say I wouldn't take them back. But I know it would take a lot of work. Because I just feel like, and this is just my belief, once somebody steps out, right? And in most cases it's because you found out some type of way, right? Not because they shared it, not because they shared it, but they had no choice but to come with it. I don't know how much I would trust you after that, because that's just the way I am, and I'm such a naturally real investigative person. Like, I'm just not going to feel like you left her alone just because I caught you that time and took you back. Because it depends on if you cared about her. Because we both know people be in love with
they side
chicks.
Like, in love, like they be a whole family with their side.
With the side.
We know from experience
with their side, and you cool with their family, and it don't even matter. And so I don't know if I could trust that you left her alone, because you could have very well cared about her. How long has the relationship been going on? Because if it's just like, oh, you were out with your homeboys and you met some
and it
girl,
was a quick
smash. But now, if this been going on for more than 6 months.
Oh, at this point, it's a relationship.
That's a relationship, if you ask
me. You love her.
You like her.
No,
and she definitely like you, because women be in love
fast.
Unless you just a different type of girl.
Right.
But I'm like, no. No, I could take you back, but I don't know what the trust would be like. Just because I know how those things go.
Mm-hmm.
And it would take some real work in marriage and family therapy and all the things for us to really build. You really would have to prove to me that you're done with that in her.
Right.
Because sometimes it would be somebody from their past. It's not even a new person. And that's a bigger problem.
Yeah.
You gotta close doors. People ain't closing doors. They're leaving it half open. You're still wishing happy birthdays. You're still doing Merry Christmases. That is nothing but a door being left open. And so you are setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
You gotta cut people off.
And I think saying that, I think the most valuable thing you can take away from somebody would be you in a situation like that. I'm not going to say, like you said, I'm not going to, I agree. Like, I'm not going to say I won't take them back. But if you've been dealing with somebody 6 months, that's a whole relationship. Like, y'all love each other. And at the same time, like, I want you to understand, like, she can have you. And I guarantee you, she gonna send your ass back when she got you 24/7.
She may not want you,
right? Because it's all fun and good now when you sneaking around, he doing everything right, he ain't getting on your nerves. Oh, it's perfect. But when you got him and all his shit that he got going on that he dealing with, that you trying to love him through, she ain't gonna want to deal with that.
It's a bad situation.
And then guess what? You ain't circling back. I'm on to the next.
It might be hard, but I think it's harder if you're married to the person.
Yeah.
If you're married, I think it's just a little different. It's way more invested, way more involved. And I think that's challenging. I don't know a lot of people who left their partners because they cheated, though. I know very, very few.
Yeah. Very few.
And what I also say about that few, those people still cheated again.
Yeah.
So
and I feel like,
I don't know,
like, to women, like, because you'll get to a point where you start thinking that it's you. And you're doing something wrong, even though you felt like you were doing everything right. But then when you become betrayed, because cheating is definitely betrayal, you start looking at yourself like, what can I do differently? And nothing. The answer is nothing.
No.
You could have not done anything different. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, well, she doesn't listen to me when I talk, or she doesn't do this when I come home. She doesn't rub me like this. She doesn't, like, the only thing that keeps a man from cheating is what, Lo?
Himself.
Girl, you could be hanging from chandeliers. You could be spreading it wide, spreading it from north to south, from east to west. You could be sucking him for hours. I mean, jiggling nuts and everything. And it don't matter.
It don't.
The only thing that keep him is if he want to be kept. That's it. Bottom line. I done been there and done that and felt like I've given 150% of myself.
Right. I mean,
and he still stepped out.
A lot of cheating is ego driven. Because honestly, they don't even have a reason.
No, the reason is because they want to.
They saw somebody they like,
and they wanted to. That's the reason.
And they allowed themselves to like her,
right?
Or him or her, whoever's doing the cheating. That's just like you put yourself in those situations to be able to really connect with those people. Right. Because just because you married in a relationship, that don't mean you can't meet people who you have a real connection with.
Because you are. It's always going to be somebody better.
It's going to be
somebody more attractive. Like,
you know that?
I'm not going to say better. I'm not going to say better because it don't necessarily mean you're going to find better if you have your one. But it's always going to be somebody more attractive.
Right.
That you feel like has better conversation. But at the end of the day, I feel like when it comes to loyalty, it is hard to find.
Oh, yeah.
If you got a woman that's loyal to you and loving you through your shit, and just creating a space and an environment for you to thrive and go out here and do what you need to do, you need to keep that woman. Like, who said that? Don't mess up your home for a hotel. Who was that said that?
I don't know. Gucci Man said that one time. He said for a little piece of pussy.
Yeah, for a little.
He got a good thing going on.
Y'all know best friend mouth is just.
That's what Gucci Man said. He ain't looking at what he got going on for no little piece.
No, for no little piece of pussy.
But men will.
They all the time.
they still want all that loyalty at the house.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's the thing. That's what people want. People just want to be able to do what they want to do.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
absolutely.
And have a nice wife or husband at home.
And if you even look at somebody, if you even look at a man, here they come.
Oh, yeah. My daddy could think about a nigga used to like my mama and get pissed. He be like, that little nigga used to like you. This was 30 years ago. God rest the dead. My dad was crazy. But that's ego driven. He used to, that little
Rolly was a real one though. Rolly was a real one.
He was, but he would say things like that quick. Like, he don't even want just to think about it. Or if he was just around, like, he might have saw that nigga out or something. He would be like, I saw that little nigga. Like, what?
And mind you, they've been married for a lifetime. And just the fact that somebody...
And he was the one for my daddy was, the streets, he loved them a little
right.
Bit. But,
and then a lot of his days, but if he thought about somebody even like it or at least 50 years ago, that would make him mad.
I remember that little nigga. That's how he be.
And she was just laughing. She'd be like, what?
Shoot, my mama was if people talk about ride or die, my mama was a real girl. I don't care what it was. They'll fight together. They'll fight other people. Like, she was gonna stick beside them.
That was her superpower.
Yeah.
Love is definitely a superpower of hers.
Yeah.
And loyalty. Like, I don't care what Rolly did. Like, she'll tell you, like, that's my man.
Oh, yeah.
That's my soulmate. I don't care what y'all say. Like, that's my person.
And that was her thing.
Yeah.
And that wasn't, but my mom would never, what she decided for her life and her marriage was her decision. Yeah. She never made it feel like that's what you had to decide for you. Because you never make decisions for your life. Mm-hmm. She wasn't that kind of person. Like, girl, you might leave him, but you know how some people will tell you it probably ain't nothing better out there. My mom was never that person. You just have to do, what's best for you. Yeah. And she did, what she felt was best for her. I can only respect that.
Right. I respect her for that. She's definitely, if ride or die was a person. Yeah, and you think about Jay-Z and Beyonce. I don't care if you want to run, if we on the run, as long as I'm next to you.
And don't get it twisted. She didn't be, she didn't turn up.
Yeah, she has turned up in some situations, but she was right there though. She was right there.
But yeah, that's just Mm-hmm. But I think that would be hard for me because it's things I just can't forget. So I'm gonna just be like, yeah. You say you ain't dealing with her, but you probably text her. She gonna text you because she like you.
And I'm gonna take that phone and slap him right upside the head. Because I turns up. I turn.
Yeah, you're a little loco.
Yeah, I don't play that. Like,
but I don't want to have to be loco.
I don't.
That's not what I want. I don't want you to be able to take me to that place because now it's just
because it's gonna be it gets bad. Like it can.
Like I don't want to have to do that.
I want a love that feels like rest.
I know, love a girl.
I want a love that feels
like
not necessarily a fairy tale that I created. But even Cinderella, that's a toxic story. That's not really like a. That ain't
beautiful. I love that.
But look what she had to endure.
Well, that was her stepmother's fault.
I know, but that's toxic though. But that's still toxic. I know, but I don't.
But the man was wonderful. He really rescued her. That's a beautiful story. I love Cinderella. And I'm not even a lover girl.
My Cinderella story is 50 Shades.
That's not Cinderella. And they really romanticized that movie.
I know, because the book was terrible. I'm talking about the movie version.
The books were so amazing.
The movie version was like, if Christian Grey,
to be with a millionaire.
He was a billionaire.
Oh, he was a billionaire.
He was a billionaire.
You really paid attention.
A Christian. Oh, I could watch that movie every day.
Why?
50 Shades Free. Because let me tell you what attracted me to the story. Not necessarily the first one, not 50 Shades of Grey, but the second one was the most attractive for me. Because he made it known that he wanted her. It was like his aggressiveness to get her back, and his dominance is what attracted me to him so much, and also his power.
Yeah, he was a powerful person.
Right, and it was like Anastasia, like, don't play with me. Like, the way he didn't play about her and the way he made her feel so secure is what really attracted. Now the money is great. Like that's what gave him the power, because he had the resource to do whatever he wanted to do. But it was just like his dominance and his aggressiveness, like, and he would do anything for her to make her smile. Like whatever was in his means to do, he would do. That's what attracted me to him. And the fact that they had really good sex. Like that's good too, because I love sex. But that's what it is. Not necessarily the whips and, you know, some of that other stuff was a little out there, especially like if you read the book. But that's but that's what attracted me to him. And then like he would punish her. Like punishment for her was, you know, sometimes sex, but don't tempt me with a good time. I'm gonna be bad, daddy, just so you can punish me. Like just so you can tear it up. So
they made it very nice in the movie.
Right, they did.
She was tortured.
Yeah, but he made her feel safe, even with that other lady that, you know, had molested him or whatever. He gave a space to make her feel comfortable. Mm-hmm. And then also remember when they were picking out the house, and the lady was doing the decor, and she wouldn't address her as Miss Gray. Mm-hmm. She voiced her opinion about that, and guess what? She got her shit together, because he was like, she makes the decisions. Mm-hmm. So if you don't respect her, then you don't work for us. So that's what it is.
You know everything about this movie.
Oh, I love it. Oh,
I've seen each one once. Never to be watched
again. Baby, I love it.
Give me Boomerang, honey.
Oh my goodness. Hold on, this is SOS. Hold on one second. Hello. Hey.
What is that voice?
Okay. Sorry, y'all. Lo say my voice change every time, but it don't.
Voice. What is that voice? That must be your sexy voice.
No, that's not my voice. That's just that's a man's man, and like he is very like.
You are so soft.
He don't play, and I need somebody like that. So I don't know. I just get real soft. And
I noticed. I noticed the softness.
Oh my goodness.
I did notice it.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I know we've probably been on here way too long, but oh my goodness. We have had so much fun. Is there anything we missed, Lo? What do you want to touch on before we get off here?
I don't know. It seemed like we touched on a little bit of everything.
Yes, we did. And I don't want to give them everything, all in one segment. So,
because how long have we been on here?
I don't even know. I think we've been on here for a while. I'm trying to think. Did we cover everything? Because I had a lot of fun. Like a lot of fun. I guess signing off. What would be? Oh, this is QJ. Hey, Butt, what's up? Just recording a podcast with Gonti. Yeah. Mommy will call you back in a few, okay? I said, Mommy will call you back in a few, okay? All right, love you. Bye. All right, sorry, y'all. That was my baby. Yeah. Oh, let's do this last one. Oh, since my baby just called, let me ask you this: how does it feel being Gonti?
Exhausting.
And Gonti, for those of you that don't know, is godmother and auntie. So QJ, the oldest one, he just started calling her Gonti. I don't know how he put that together, but he was like, what, maybe 2 or 3?
Probably.
Yeah. So you've been Gonti for so many years, probably like 9 years. He's 12 now.
One of the many.
You're the only Gonti, though.
But I am not the only Gonti.
Oh my God.
13 of us.
No way.
13 of us. It's cool. I mean, wholeheartedly, they probably be the only children I'll have. Yeah, because I'm.
You never know, though.
I think I know. I'm 43, girl.
I know, but you just never know. Like, you don't know what God got in store. You really don't know. Like, you, for real, like, you really...
As far as I know, they'll be the only children I ever have. They're a good time. You know, they challenge me, especially the little ones.
Because they are so much alike. That's
and
why.
I'm one of those people who will go back and forth with a child. I don't believe in a child's place. Mm-hmm. I'm in the place with them. And so... we will go back and forth. We will have roasting sessions. You know, all of those things. I don't like to babysit, but I do.
She really don't.
Occasionally.
She really don't. It's like, you gotta be like, can't call nobody.
You
like,
in a significant,
right,
a special situation, and I get it. And so I will keep them
for a couple hours, but when they have to spend a night, it's a knockout, drag out. Like,
well, they come with not only themselves, lizards, and all the other wilderness animals.
And y'all, they love being with Gonti and Granny. Y'all, I'm telling you, Carter loved Granny so hard. Like, he can't never go to her house and not be about to cry because he got to go home. Like, last time, when he say, I just want to crash here, mommy, come pick us up in the morning. Like,
just what? Because my mama let them do whatever they want to do.
Carter, like, Granny know how to take care of some kids. Like, I don't know what she be doing so much, but Granny drive right. Granny don't do nothing wrong. Like, everything Granny do is right. Like, remember when she made him some chicken noodle soup? Like, that was like the best soup he ever had. It was out of a can. And let me tell y'all this too. So Gonti bought Carter this lizard book.
I did.
And brought QJ like this basketball book for like little black boys playing basketball. Now, at first, when I told them they were getting books, they were like, why is she buying us books? And now all of a sudden, those are like the best books they've ever gotten. Like the best, Gonti's like the best book giver in the world. So let me tell y'all what I did this past Christmas, right? So Gonti was like, she was going to buy Carter an ant farm. And I was like, no, don't get him that. He don't need nothing like that. No, we don't need no more pets in the house. So guess what I did? I ordered him an ant farm and some stuff to like collect bugs because she gave me the idea. And I'm telling you, Carter was so happy. He was about to cry. He was like, this is the best Christmas ever. Like, Mom, you never get it right with my gifts, but you got it right this time.
Because I am the better gift giver. I give based off kids' interest. Parents just like to give big because they just want to be able to give the kids everything. I
didn't give big this year. I did not.
Well, you gave big enough. You gave bigger than me. Then I'm going to give the kids. Because all the kids I know are very spoiled and privileged. And so I don't never invest a whole lot of money. But it's always going to be of their interest.
Yeah, well, you called it. Like, I really listened to you and got the ant farm. And when I clicked on the ant farm, it showed other things like bug catchers, bug vacuums, and like it was he was so happy.
I know he was.
He was like so happy. So
he loves bugs.
Thank you, Gonti.
You're welcome. I am the best.
All right, Kimaleons, we're gonna get off here because I know we've been on here way too long, but. Yes. If we have to have a say what moment, Lo, what would your say what moment be?
Ooh.
What's your say what moment?
Stay black.
Oh my God. Lo says stay black. I'm going to say stay true to yourself. Love yourself. Every morning you look in the mirror, you tell yourself, I love you. And I have sticky notes. Did you see the sticky notes on my mirrors?
Mm-hmm. I know you like to do that.
I did that when I was in Connecticut and I stopped because I lost all the sticky notes. I was like, let me just go buy some more. But I have scriptures and I have things that I say to myself every single morning and every night. Every time that I'm in the mirror, I have to look at those things. So I repeat those things. So that's a good takeaway. That's a good say what moment. But like I said, you got to love yourself before you walk out that door because you may not get any love when you get out there. So you got to make sure that you are always loving on you. And I have learned that from SOS because he loved himself. Don't we know that?
Indeed.
And he has taught me how to love myself even more.
Nice.
Right now, sometimes he loves himself to where it's sickening. But I can't knock him. Right? It is.
Feeling himself.
He feeling himself. But he should. Because why not? So he has taught. You're not getting it.
It doesn't hurt anybody.
You keep looking at it and you're not getting. If you want it, you can have it. But yeah, love yourself. So Kimaleons, thank you so much. We had a blast, and I know you guys are going to enjoy this episode just as much as we did, if not more.
Because it's going to be a while. You worked me too hard.
But make sure you check us out on the Say What podcast on Instagram, and also the CEO Shakima Kimaleons. And just do this one thing for me. If you see someone that needs a smile, make sure you give them one of yours, because that may be the only smile they see today. All right. I love you.
Bye.
Goodbye.